And what about all the other champions in that division? You got Scott Quidd, Carl Frampton, Guillermo Rigondeaux.
I'm gonna get the opportunity, boy. You working your ass off, don't you?
Hey, that's what we do. That's what we do.
DONTAE'S Boxing Nation. I see it, baby. Y'all the man.
That's what it is.
I love it. I love what you're doing for boxing.
Thank you, man.
Don't stop. Keep on going strong. Keep on going hard. A lot of big fights coming this year. A lot of big fights.
DONTAE'S Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? I tell you right now, it looks like there's more bad news for Golden Boy Promotions. Because first we found out that King Kong Luis Ortiz, he wasn't going to be fighting on the Canelo versus Liam Smith undercard, which was desperately needed to support a very weak main event that should have never been on pay-per-view. As if that wasn't bad enough, the reason why Luis Ortiz was not going to be fighting on that undercard is because he's been in the process of terminating his contract with Golden Boy Promotions. Now we find out, according to reports, that Alexander Ustinov, Ortiz's next opponent, Ustinov's promoter, he won the purse bid. So now they want to put this fight on Andre Ward versus Sergey Kovalev's undercard, which adds to what is already a great main event. But can you imagine if you get King Kong Ortiz on the undercard? I mean, that pretty much sounds like one of those PBC cards, if you ask me. Because whenever we get a PBC card, it's always stacked from top to bottom. So with that all being said, one of the things that stood out the most when it comes to this news is the fact that Golden Boy Promotions, they didn't even take part in the purse bid. So to me, that's more of an indication that Luis King Kong Ortiz is definitely leaving Golden Boy Promotions. Now, I already told you guys, when it comes to Golden Boy Promotions, they're not in the fortunate position that an Al Heyman and a Mayweather Promotions is in. What that basically means is, when it comes to Al Heyman and Mayweather Promotions, because they are pretty much unified, they have so much talent over there that they can afford one of their big stars to lose. But when it comes to Oscar De La Hoya, all he really has is Canelo Alvarez. And he had Luis King Kong Ortiz, but they weren't promoting Ortiz like he was a Canelo. So now, in the process of leaving Golden Boy, now they really have no one else but Canelo. They got a big ass hole in their ship right now, and they're using Canelo to plug the hole. But that plug ain't gonna hold for long. I can tell you right now. Just like I told you guys before. You see, the whole thing with Canelo Alvarez is even Oscar De La Hoya knows Canelo Alvarez's limits. That is the reason why Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions, they were willing to put Luis King Kong Ortiz in the ring with everyone, right? They weren't trying to protect King Kong because they feel that King Kong Ortiz, he can actually beat a lot of these heavyweights. They believe that he can beat the Anthony Joshuas, the Deontay Wilders, the Tyson Furies. But when it comes to Canelo Alvarez, they know Canelo Alvarez's limits. They don't believe Canelo Alvarez can beat the best fighters at 154. That's why they didn't put him in the ring with the best fighters at 154. Demetrius Andrade, Jamal Charlo, Julian Rock Williams, even Avanis Monterosian, right? That's why they did not put him in the ring with Gennady Golovkin, because they feel that their biggest star on their roster is a very limited fighter. Just think about this for a second. If Luis Ortiz was a middleweight or a junior middleweight, and he moved up like Canelo did and won a middleweight title, do you guys think Golden Boy would have protected Luis Ortiz from Gennady Golovkin? Of course not. Of course not. First of all, I don't even know if Golovkin would have took a fight with Luis Ortiz if he was a natural middleweight. Because Golovkin won't even fight Edeslani Lara, who is another Cuban fighter, obviously, but has a different style. So with that all being said, this is not good for Golden Boy. And with Ortiz fighting on a Roc Nation undercard, one would have to speculate he may be looking at Roc Nation, or he may even be looking at Al Haymon as the next person to represent and promote him. You know what, I'm gonna say this with a little bit of sarcasm, but I'm almost surprised all of those writers, bloggers, fans on the internet that were writing articles, that were posting comments saying that Al Haymon is a sinking ship and this is the beginning of the end, etc., etc. I'm surprised they haven't wrote any articles saying this may be the beginning of the end for Golden Boy Promotions. I'm surprised they haven't said that, because everywhere I turn, it wasn't too long ago that you had tons of decals saying that Al Haymon is going broke and aha, and they were damn near celebrating and praying for this man's downfall. But when it comes to Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy Promotions, no articles, no comments. Everybody is quiet now. All you hear is crickets, right? And let me make it clear, I'm not saying I believe this is the beginning of the end for Golden Boy Promotions. Let's just say this is not one of the best years for Golden Boy Promotions. And quite frankly, while we at it, this is not a good year for Top Rank, Golden Boy Promotions, or HBO. This has only been a good year for Al Haymon and Showtime. They have put on the best fights. They have given fans tons of free fights to watch. The most watched fight this year to date was Thurman versus Porter, and it wasn't on pay-per-view like Canelo versus Liam Smith is. Okay? It was on free TV. On top of that, the undercard was good. Once again, unfortunately for Golden Boy Promotions, they're going to give us a pay-per-view card, Canelo Alvarez versus Liam Smith, and there will be no one on that undercard. No one. No King Kong Ortiz. No one. I can't even think of any names because they don't really have any real big names coming up in their roster. Man, when it comes to Al Haymon and Mayweather Promotions, I can name tons of fighters that they have. From Keith Thurman to Erickson Lubin to Errol Spence, Arthur Beterbiev, Leo Santa Cruz, Carl Frampton. The list just goes on and on and on, and I just named a small fraction of all of the talent that's over there under Al Haymon's banner. Okay? And now you have Mayweather possibly about to sign Shakur Stevenson. I mean, it's no contest. It is no contest right now. So, this is not good for Oscar De La Hoya. This is not good for Golden Boy Promotions right now. You know, Steve Espinoza from Showtime, he said it best. He said, while other networks are doing major budget cuts, we're doing the opposite. We're actually investing more money into the sport of boxing, and it's paying off, with free fights constantly being aired on TV, with all of these good fights that we're getting on Showtime. Golden Boy, Top Rank, and HBO, they better hurry up and get with the program. They better hurry up and get with the program. So we'll see where Luis Ortiz goes from here. Once again, I like that fight on the undercard of Kovalev versus Ward, since that's the biggest fight this year, to have one of the best heavyweights on the undercard. That's a good look. That is a good look. And, you know, don't sleep on Roc Nation. I'm telling you guys right now, do not sleep on Roc Nation, because they are creeping right now. Roc Nation, they're creeping right now. Because if Andre Ward wins this Kovalev fight, Roc Nation will have, pound for pound, the undisputed best fighter in the world. You see, because once again, Andre Ward is pound for pound the best fighter in the world, because nobody can match his resume. Andre Ward, he's already beat about 3 or 4 fighters that were currently on the pound for pound list when he beat them. That's equivalent to, let's just say hypothetically, if Andre Ward, if he beat a Roman Gonzalez, if he beat a Terrence Crawford, if he beat Lomachenko, that pretty much equates to the type of competition or the level of competition that Andre Ward has already beat. And now, if he beats Sergey Kovalev, there's no way you can deny Andre Ward's spot on the top. We haven't had a pound for pound king since Floyd Mayweather. Okay? And once again, Andre Ward wins this fight, Roc Nation, they will be promoting the pound for pound king. You guys have to remember something. The way they talk about Andre Ward today, with him being on a coincidental list, this is the exact way they were talking about Floyd Mayweather about 7 to 10 years ago. If you went back and you listened to the way they talked about Floyd Mayweather, you would have said to yourself, there is no way this man is going to be the biggest star in boxing. No way. I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember when Floyd was being promoted by Bob Arum, and Floyd Mayweather, he seen this big ass banner of Britney Spears on the MGM Grand building. And Floyd, he asked Bob Arum if he could invest some money and put a big ass banner of him on the MGM Grand to obviously promote him as the next big thing. And Bob Arum was like, that's a waste of money because you ain't no Britney Spears. In other words, Bob Arum, he did not believe in Floyd Mayweather's potential. The truth of the matter is Bob Arum, he didn't think that Floyd Mayweather had the complexion to be a superstar. And quite frankly, no one did. After seeing how big Oscar De La Hoya was, no one expected a cocky black guy, an arrogant black guy, to replace Oscar De La Hoya as the biggest star in boxing, but not just replace Oscar De La Hoya, but surpass Oscar De La Hoya and become the richest athlete in all sports with 0 endorsements, right? This is exactly what happened. So 7-10 years later, from the time Floyd Mayweather asked Bob to put that banner up, now today and in the last couple of years, when you drive past the MGM Grand, what do you see? This big ass huge banner hanging on the side of the MGM building. Matter of fact, they recently just took it down. That banner had sat there forever. For years and years it sat there. And what's so funny about this story I'm telling you guys is, while Bob was telling Floyd, no, I ain't gonna spend no money to put no banner of you on the MGM Grand. You fast forward to when Manny Pacquiao was fighting Tim Bradley, you got Bob Arum pissed off because while he has this little small banner of Manny Pacquiao versus Bradley, while he's promoting that fight, he's pissed off because the big ass huge banner of Floyd Mayweather sits right there, which trumps the picture of Bradley versus Manny Pacquiao. So I thought that was funny when Bob Arum was sitting there at the press conference saying, you know, I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, this is pretty much some BS that, you know, while we're promoting our fight, we have to see pictures of Floyd Mayweather all over the place. That is what you call karma right there. That sounds like something straight out of a movie, doesn't it? Bob did not want, he didn't believe in Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather, he bought out of his contract. He promoted himself the way he thought he should, and it paid off. And now he has the biggest banner sitting up there at the MGM Grand. So, you know, the reason why I tell you guys all of this is because Andre Ward, he is not a superstar, and you know, of course, it's going to be very difficult for anyone to duplicate the success of a Floyd Mayweather when it comes to superstar status. But at the same time, Floyd Mayweather was in the same position that fighters like Andre Ward is in now. So the most important thing is, like I always tell you, no matter how much you're hated, to continue winning. You continue to win and you force your way to the top like Floyd Mayweather did. See, that's the advantage that Andre Ward has over a fighter like Canelo Alvarez. Because you can put Andre Ward in there with very tough competition and have a good chance of him winning. But when it comes to Canelo Alvarez, you cannot do that. Even when it comes to Gennady Golovkin. Gennady Golovkin is the best middleweight in the world, but he has never faced pound for pound, top 5, top 10 type of opponents. If he moves up in weight the way Andre Ward just did, and he had to fight the #1 pound for pound, top 10 super middleweight champion. Now at the time, that would have been Andre Ward. He wasn't going to beat Andre Ward, and we all know that. Even the people who hate Andre Ward's guts, they know that Andre Ward would beat Golovkin, or they feel he would. Now, Golovkin does have a chance against fighters like Miguel and Gilberto Ramirez, but there's no guarantee until we see it happen. He has to do it. We can't give him the award for just assuming he can beat anyone. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. But like I said, man, if Luis Ortiz were to sign with ROC Nation and Andre Ward were to beat Sergey Kovalev, that is a really good look for ROC Nation. If Luis Ortiz goes with Al Haymon, that's a really good look for Al Haymon. That's a really good look for Luis Ortiz. If Luis Ortiz goes with Al Haymon, he is damn near guaranteed a fight against Deontay Wilder, right? And even though Al Haymon is not promoting Tyson Fury, Luis Ortiz, he's closing in on the mandatory spot to face the winner of Fury Klitschko. So right now Ortiz is in a good position. So that's pretty much all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
Hi, you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation. Woo!